So what is the difference between knowing and believing? I'd like to start with this question. Knowing means that you have educated yourself and that you possess a knowledge on a subject. Believing means that you have taken that knowledge and you have accepted it to be truth. You're confident in this knowledge and you're confident in yourself. You trust in something. Most people have heard the story about the 4-minute mile barrier. This is something that came to me and was suggested by a coworker who posted a quote about attaining your goals, and it made me go and do a little bit of research on that 4-minute mile barrier. This story is about a limit that was held for decades as unbreakable. No person had ever ran a mile in less than 4 minutes. And runners had been chasing this limit seriously since 1886. And there were brilliant coaches and runners from all over the world that were trying to beat this limit of running a mile in less than 4 minutes. And for years, they strived against the clock, and the clock always won. Almost to the point that it became just as much a psychological barrier as it was a physical barrier. So fast forward to 1952. A man by the name of Roger Bannister began his journey to breaking this 4-minute mile limit. That year, Bannister set a new record in the 1,500 meters at the Olympics in Helsinki. This was really a defining moment for Bannister. He had gained knowledge from this achievement of breaking that limit for the 1,500 meters. He had also gained experience of what were the weather conditions like, what kind of shoes was he wearing. He gained so much knowledge and experience of what it felt like and how much energy it took to break that record. But the most important thing that this achievement did for him is it strengthened his resolve. He actually started to believe that he would be the first athlete to finish the mile in less than 4 minutes. He actually started to believe this. On May 6th of 1954, he busted through that 4-minute mile barrier. He ended with a time of 3 minutes, 59 and 4/10 of a second. The audience went wild when they heard the announcer just start by saying 3 at the beginning of announcing his record winning. Wow, somebody finally broke the record. People had been striving for this for decades and thought that it was impossible, and here this guy did it. So what was the difference between Bannister and all of the other runners that had attempted to beat this 4-minute limit? Well, he was known as an outsider, actually. He had no formal coaches and really didn't care for coaches. He had his own system of preparing for his races. He was even often criticized for his methods of training and was urged to adopt more traditional methods. But after he broke that 4-minute mile limit, he knew it was possible. So he knew that that limit could be broken. And it happened within 2 years prior to him setting the record with the 1,500 mile meters. He started to believe it. So when he broke the record, all of his colleagues and all of his rivals, they all realized that somebody finally did it. They had the knowledge. It could be done. And now they started to believe they could do it too. Within just 46 days from the time that Bannister broke the limit, it was beaten by another runner. And he broke the limit in just one single race. There were 3 runners who broke the limit in just one race. So when the limit was broken, the others saw that they could do something that was previously thought to be impossible. So think about that with your goals and the things that are limits or things that you're trying to attain in your life. Knowing your limit and having the knowledge of those things is one thing. Prepares you to accomplish those things. But when you actually start to believe in yourself and know that you can break these limits, that's where the magic happens. Your knowledge and belief in yourself is what's going to push you through the same way that it pushed Bannister through that 4-minute mile. And the world will celebrate, and you'll also encourage people to know that they also too can do what's thought to be impossible. And that's what leadership is all about. It's about engaging with our teams and engaging with our colleagues and helping them know that these goals are not the limit. We can bust through those limits and we can break those goals, but it all starts with what we believe. Thank you.
I was getting my timer ready. Great speech, Shalewa.
I'm so nervous.
I too just recently was given the task of working on all the proposals, all the RFQs and RFPs for my department. Little did I know that there was about 15, and all of them are due this year. So my boss this morning asked me, or I went and asked him if he needed to look over my work on one that encompasses billing and payments and all of that for the utilities. And he said, no. Do you believe you did it? Is it right? I think so. So it's going to go like that to our procurement system or procurement department, and they will judge it. Hopefully it's good and they pass it through. So thank you very much. And it's all in believing in yourself. Definitely. Our next speaker is Kristen Lloyd. Her speech is